There is that battle further down the field. That is Messenger down on the low side. That's not going to get it done. He was hung out to dry there. Western Workman not in this fight because he's 2 laps further down. He brings Bailey Cruz through with him, and they're going onto the front, right under the yellow lines by Western Workman. He's laps down. Really doesn't need to be in this fight. If he causes an incident here, that's not going to look good. 3 wide and sideways for the 50 car, which has already got the penalty. And that is even worse news for Grant West. He was going to have 10 seconds added on. That's going to drop him way, way down. But 3 wide in the middle of turn 1 heading towards 2 was never going to work, even for MX-5. What about 3 wide coming through the International Horseshoe? How'd you like that? And Western Workman getting involved here. He's having fun. Shows the kind of performance potential he's got, but he is 2 laps down here. When is it appropriate for him not to be in this fight?
He's getting his practice in. He's learning what it's like to drive his race car against these people with whom he's going to be contending for the championship. Because who was he 3 wide with? Well, that was Jared Thomas going into turn 1, and then it was Jeremy Fletcher further around. I'm not sure that wasn't Bobby Gossett getting into the side of Grant West, and that is who he's got the penalty for. Grant has the penalty for hitting, was Bobby Gossett.
It was Bailey Cruz in the number 11.
It was Bailey.
It was Bailey Cruz in the number 11 that had the contact. Now, how will race control see that? Cicero leading from Messinger back into second again. It changes every time we look away. As they cross the line, it was Thomas, Fletcher, Burrow, Messinger, and now it's Nate who leads it.
This should be white flag as they come across the start finish line this time, because we have 1:45 to go.
Great move by the 96, and Jared Thomas puts him back in the position that he was when he crossed the line. 92 seconds to go. It's a 129-second lap, and look at the top side. Here comes the top side. The train is leaving the station. 1 more lap to go, and Nate Cicero will not lead this lap. This is the first lap he has not led in the last 43 minutes. And that 3-car train, as they went across the line, Jeremy Fletcher, Burris, and that's the 13 of Western Workman, who's right in there as well. He's not in the fight here, but he could influence the results.
And Todd Burris is P2. After all that, Todd Burris is up into the top 2. This is a man who used to race Mazdas. He was in the series for a very long time, about 10 years ago. He's back, and he's looking at potentially winning this.
There's some big movers at the sharp end of the field, no more so than Jeremy Fletcher, who's come from 26th position. Nathan Nicholson from 31st is currently in 6th. I suspect that could change before the end of the race. And what about the 10th place car? That started in 30th position. We've got Peter Atwater in 14th from 33rd, and still Ashland Speed and Carolyn Candace, they've swapped positions again. They started 34th and 35th. They're in 16th and 17th position. That was courtesy of 17 cars going out of the race at the drop of the green flag. But some absolutely outstanding driving to avoid the accident, and that's why we've got so many big movers.
We have 20 cars that are remaining on the lead lap and 15 that are running within 8 seconds of one another. That means 15 cars could potentially win this race. Keep an eye on Julian DaCosta, who's running P15. Last year he was swallowed up with the checkered left flag. Could be different this year.
Western Workman leads the line but does not lead the race. He's taken a lap back from those behind him, but it's the battle behind that's important. And down on the inside, Jared Thomas gets a brilliant run out of the Le Mans chicane.
Watch Cicero.
This is not going to be over yet. Big bump on the leader as they come on the low side. Cicero was hung out to dry a little bit. He got a good run but didn't have a dancing partner. Now they come up to the back of Western Workman. The checkered flag is in hand. Is it going to be Thomas? Is it going to be Burris? Messenger, I think, is just a little bit out of it. Is the dive on the inside underneath the yellow line as they go across the line. It's Thomas by the barest of margins. A classic Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup finish, with Jared Thomas taking it from Todd Burris, JTR from AAG, McCunley McAleer Racing's rookie Ren Messenger, who ran at the front of the field all day. is on the third step of the box. Nathan Nicholson from so far down is in fourth position, started outside the top 30. Jagger Jones gets another good finish in the bright green 86. He's fifth from Jeremy Fletcher in sixth in the backup car. Nate Cicero, who led all those laps, only seventh, and Noah Harmon in eighth. Gossett and Atwater makes up the top 10. How close was it on the line? Could Burris maybe have pulled out a tiny little bit earlier? The leader was all the way down on the yellow line. That's his prerogative to do that. It was maybe a quarter of an MX-5, just up to the front wheel of the leader, but that wasn't close enough for the number 58 of Todd Burris. The margin of victory, 0.038 of a second.
That was fantastic. What a great end to a not
difficult.
Great start.
Yeah, totally.
That really made up for it. And Todd Burris, welcome back to this championship. He definitely brought it today after having a little bit of misfortune in yesterday's race. But Jared Thomas, two-time series champion, he's won this race now.
He's enjoyed that.
Oh, yes. This is his third victory at Daytona International Speedway. And I've said it before, the champion has come out of a Daytona winner